What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, let's talk about the recently posted suggestion box from ROX Southeast Asia. They have posted this a few days ago, and after reading all of the selected feedback from players in the community, as well as the answers provided by ROX, I'm not gonna lie, some of these responses really made me laugh. But I don't want to spoil anything in the video, so just make sure to watch up until the end because you will certainly understand what I'm talking about. So let's start with the first item in the post. One user asked, "The matchmaking in the Infinite Showdown feels kind of unfair. Can we also optimize the gameplay?" Now before we go to the answer of ROX, I'ma be honest, I don't really do or participate in the Infinite Showdown, so I'm not really sure what the specifics are when it comes to the user's question. Maybe what the user is talking about is pertaining to getting queued up against high-level players, especially if they are coming from newly launched subservers in the game. So I can totally understand where this user is coming from. So let's see the response from ROX. "Thanks for the feedback. We noticed the fairness issues in the Infinite Showdown, and we have made some changes. Number 1, the power balance. We've added new special rules to make battles fair. This is interesting. However, it would have been a lot better if ROX provided specific details about these changes, because when I tried to check the patch notes for this update, there were no details of the new special rules that they have made for this game mode. So it is quite hard to really appreciate their effort in implementing a balanced game mode, since we are only given a generalized statement that they are doing something behind the scenes." Moving on to the next point, gameplay adjustments. We're temporarily removing the last stand, double paring, and flag capturing heroes, but added 2 new modes, which are the Mech Clash and Jungle Base. And for the final item, battle adjustments, some of the map sizes have been reduced to provide a more intense combat experience, and only the 6 vs 6 mode will remain. So for the last 2 responses from ROX, these are quite straightforward. They have added new modes and reduced the size of the map. However, in my opinion, the main question about the fairness in matchmaking were not really addressed, because their feedback pertaining to this topic are very broad and vague. For the players who are actively participating in the Infinite Showdown, maybe you can share your insights and experiences after the patch. If there are really changes made for the game's matchmaking, you can write it down in the comment section below. Moving on to the second question, SP pets are now available. So have there been any adjustments to the pet system? This is actually a good question, especially now that we are getting the pets from the Digimon collaboration event. Based on the answer from ROX, they have optimized several aspects of the pet evolution and development system. Number 1, the pet advanced transfer optimizations. Gold and SP pets now carry over star levels and stats based on the ratio when conducting advanced transfers, with attributes redistributed randomly after the transfer. This response from ROX is a lot better, because it is a very simple and straightforward answer, although this feature is for the spenders and whales in the game. Because my god, the advanced transfer item needed for this feature is very expensive. On to the second point, which is the pet evolution optimizations. Evolving pets won't lower their medal rank anymore. You can check the medal changes in the evolution screen. Now this is really good in my opinion, because before, when you are trying to evolve a pet, let's say an A rank pet, there is a probability that its medal rank can go down to letter B, which basically lowers down the pet stats. But since they have removed the downgrade possibility, players now have a 40% chance to improve the pet's medal rank and a 60% chance to carry over the current medal rank before the evolution. Moving on to the third question from players, Now that the fourth class is available, when will the shadow equipment get its corresponding updates? This is another great question from the community. So let's check the response from ROX. The fourth class update took a lot of work and testing, so it's been longer than usual. We're raising the shadow equipment level cap to level 12 by the end of July, and we are also adding new skill slot number 6 with 4 new effects to choose from. This update is quite big, because this can lead to a power spike for a class that has an overpowered new effect. Hopefully, when they implement this change, they were able to test out and ensure the balance between the new effects for each job. But regardless, I'm quite excited for this new update in the shadow equipment. Moving on to the fourth question from the community, after the Runa's Dream update, finding a Biju pet cage on the EC has been hard. They are wondering if the drop rate is too low. Here's the response from ROX. They have now increased the drop rate for costumes and pet cages in the Trial Illusion instance. Basically, what they are saying is that if you are doing higher difficulty instances, you will have a higher chance of getting the rare rewards. Moving on to the next question, regarding the MVP or mini optimization survey, are there any conclusions? Are they really going live? Now this is an interesting topic, because some of the changes for the MVP or mini mechanics will drastically change. Another interesting response from ROX is that they are going to first roll out these changes in the super region servers, meaning this will only take effect in the new subservers in the game. It's basically going to be a testing ground for this new MVP and mini mechanics. So for the first point, time display and auto path. A boss respawn countdown timer has been added in the game, with fixed spawn locations, and the auto path feature will now be available. Okay, this is one of the statements that really made me smile. Does it sound familiar? Because if you played in the other version of ROX, then you know that this feature is already implemented in that version. And I'm not gonna lie, that feature is so convenient, and it is really a great quality of life improvement. Let's now read the second point, rare reward adjustment. Low value items like purple divinity boxes are being removed from the rewards to enhance overall reward quality. Now this is a good change, because purple boxes are already a consistent weekly reward when you are doing the Oblivion Realm. So there is no real benefit in adding purple boxes in MVP or mini monsters, as this will only lower down the chances of getting better rewards. On to the next point, boss spawn time adjustments. For the health of our adventurers in fair competition, a curfew is set from 2 AM to 8 AM. No boss will respawn during this period. For this change, I'm quite torn and I'm not really sure if this is a good change. Because let's be honest, there are players who are awake at night. Typically, these players are the ones who are working on night shifts, and they are the players who are sleeping during the day. So by removing the MVP and mini monsters during the night, you are basically removing a feature for the players who are playing during that time of the day. For the boss respawn and reward mechanics, boss respawn times are now random, while the curfew reduces the total spawns. Individual boss rewards have been increased. As a result, overall rewards are not decreased. They have been enhanced. This statement is quite confusing, especially the first part, where they are saying that the respawn times are now random. Are they saying that the MVP and mini monsters will no longer follow a respawn time interval? Because before the patch, MVP monsters will respawn after 3 hours, while the mini will respawn after 2. So are they saying that the MVP and mini monsters will no longer follow those intervals, and will just randomly spawn at any given time? This is quite an interesting change. For the MVP and mini hunters out there, let me know your thoughts about this change. Is this better or worse? You can write it down in the comment section below. Moving on to the last two questions from the community. For the sixth item, the Kingdom Pass rewards after level 100 just aren't exciting anymore, especially once it's maxed out. There's no reason to keep going. I totally agree with this sentiment. The rewards after reaching level 100 are not really good and enticing enough to put an effort in doing the Kingdom Pass missions moving forward. So here's the response from ROX. In the August Pass, rewards will go up to level 120, and the after max level rewards are getting a boost as well. That is a great update from ROX, and I really appreciate that they are doing this change in the next Kingdom Pass. And finally, for the last question from the community, gathering in the gardening life skill is such a pain, especially when we need to fight third-party bots for spots. Any chance this gets fixed? This is a very valid question, as I also see a lot of low-level characters taking over gardening spots. I mean, let's be honest, these low-level characters are used for ghost trading in the game. These characters are not really progressing as they are only used for farming crystals for the main account. So let's see the response from ROX. We're aware of the current gardening experience, so we'll soon add an auto-gathering feature to the Tier 3 Kafra card. Auto-gathering and daily automatic fishing rods are new privileges in the Kafra card. Now this is where I really fell out of my chair and started laughing, because the solution that they were able to come up with to counter the bots or the characters used in ghost trading is to implement an auto-gardening function in the Kafra VIP card. Bro, this is the most out-of-touch response that I've read from ROX. How about just banning those ghost trading accounts first? Instead, what you were able to come up with is to offer players to pay for a VIP card. What? And you know what's funny about this change? The auto-gardening function is already available in the other version of ROX. Yes, you heard it right. When you buy a VIP card in the other version, you can also have this auto-gardening feature. It's just unbelievable how out of touch they are right now. Because if you ask me, the first thing that I can think of is to ban the accounts used for ghost trading, because from my understanding, that is against your terms and agreements. But instead, they decided to squeeze more money from their players. I mean, the auto-gardening feature will not really work when you are gardening indoors, like inside the Payon Cave for example, because even if you are on auto, the materials inside these maps cannot regenerate fast enough because there are no special weathers indoors. So even if you are on auto, the bots can still consume the other spots beside you, and you won't be able to get any resources at all. So again, this response from ROX is just flat out funny to me. But anyway, what are your thoughts on the responses provided by ROX? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, and if you want to see more ROX content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. GG!
You're a superhero.